Today we have some questions that we need to clarify, which has to do with finances, managing our finances in the home. I want to quickly say that money is power. That was why the Bible said in the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 8, verse 18, it said, "Bless the Lord our God, for it is he that giveth thee power to make wealth." Wealth is the fundamental resources that is at our disposal to make life very meaningful. In many Christian marriages today, there are crises because of money, which has been described as the root of all evil, and yet it is a necessity. So in our homes and marriages, how do we manage the issue of money? Somebody asked a question here. Good day, sir. We are married for 4 months now. Both of us are salary earners. My husband suggested that we run joint account, but I'm not comfortable with the idea. What if something goes wrong? How do I sort myself out? So my worries is, do I go on joint account with my husband? That is the question that this fellow is asking here. I want you to know that if you are both born again, after your salvation and each other, the next important resources in your home, the vehicle in running your home, is money. And to take it lightly is to deceive yourself. So what do we mean by joint account? Joint account mean in this context that the husband is working as a class teacher in a government establishment where he is earning, say, 60,000 naira in a month. Then the wife is working in the bank where she earns 300,000 naira in a month. You can see the parity there. The husband, though the head of the home, is earning less, while the wife is earning much more. So the question then that arises is, how do we manage this disparity? The husband is now saying, bring your 300,000, I will bring my 60,000, we join it together, put it in a single account, then we can now use it to service our family budget. But I'm not comfortable as the wife because I'm earning more, and because I may have personal needs and events that could occur that joint account may not be able to service at that time in point. Let me announce to us that there are 3 dimensions to this. First, during your courtship, one of the issues you should have critically addressed is the issue of making and managing money in the home. You must agree, sit down and agree even before you go into the marriage setting. There are 3 possibilities. One is this joint account we are talking about now. Perfect if we can do it. 2 is shared responsibilities. And then 3 is joint contribution. I come again. Complete joint account. 2, shared responsibility. 3, shared contribution. Let me explain that. The first one I've explained, joint account. The other one, shared responsibility. You sit down and you look at yourselves, husband, and say, okay, among these family projects, as the head of the home, let me quickly tell you very quickly that the way God ordained it, the husband you are the one that is given the sole responsibility to take care of your wife, your children, and your family. You are to provide for your household. Whatever your wife is bringing to the table is a privilege, not a right. Let's get it clear that way. That was why before God gave Adam Eve, he first gave Adam accommodation, Eden. He gave Adam job. He was an horticulturist. Take care of the garden and keep it. He gave Adam food, the fruit, the garden. He said, this one is for fruit. You can eat of any of this one, but only this one you cannot eat. After God has satisfactorily given Adam all those things, he now gave him wife. Because the husband is supposed to provide for the wife. However, because of the imbalances in our society, there has to be some consideration. Those considerations, therefore, must be appreciated by the husband. So, if you agree that you are going into a joint account, let me advise you, before you work that out, please list all your possible monthly expenditure. Have budget. What are you eating? What are you not eating? The budget must go into every detail, and then make provision for your wife's personal need. The items your wife needs to keep herself going is not the same item that you need. So you must make additional bumper provision for the wife. That is where the fear of this woman is coming from. If I put everything on the table and I have personal needs that I cannot meet, how do I go about it? Then there is crisis. So instead of practicing what you cannot maintain, and you will be having unnecessary conflict and crisis in the home, then you can balance up. In balancing, you can decide that, okay, capital projects in the family, paying house rent, paying house bill, school fees for children, feeding the family. You see, all these are heavy, it can kill the man. But when you have them, the other lighter ones, foodstuff, cooking utensils, soap for bathing, cream for creaming the body, and some other basic necessities of life that are not too heavy, you can split it in that order and say, okay, this will be my own contribution to the home. The husband will know this is his own contribution to the home. When you have that understanding, both parties will be meeting up. Where your husband is not able to meet up and God gives you grace as the wife, out of love, you will go an extra mile to take up responsibility to care for the well-being of the family. That is shared responsibility. Then equity contribution could be there. By equity means percentage basis. At the end of the month, you say, okay, the total family budget is 200,000. Then you say across board, the husband may take 65%, the wife may take 35%. So that way, you have shared contribution that you are bringing to the table to run the family. But where real love exists, and both of you are salary earners, and the husband is prudent, the wife too is not a outlandish spender, wasteful spender, because that could also generate problem. Everything you see you want to buy. You alone, you have 15 shoes as a lady. How many are you going to wear at the same time? These are things that generate conflict, that doesn't make it to work. But where we are content and we have that understanding, I bet you that running a joint account as both salary earners is better. Now, where you are not salary earners, those are exemptions. You are businessmen and businesswomen. Your husband is doing one business, your wife is doing another business. The law of seed and harvest must come in. Your seed is your business working capital. Your bread is the profit that you make from your capital. So it will be difficult to run joint account in such situation of business. So the best is to do what we call equity contribution. From the business you are doing as a man, out of your profit, you are building your capital base, which is your seed. Then your bread is what you bring to the table and say, this month, out of my profit, this is 300,000. The wife too is faithful. Out of her own business, buying and selling, this is my profit, 150,000. When you add it, it's a lot of money to run your home together. So all these things are fundamental, but basically, it must be built on trust, integrity, chastity, and honesty, which are the virtues that Christ produces in us and should guide whatever we are doing at any given time in point. I pray that God will help us in such thorny issues as finances in the home, in Jesus' name.
I worship you. I worship you.
We strongly believe that God has spoken to you through the ministration of the word with our Father in the Lord, Pastor Jacob Elegun. For inquiries, counseling, and prayer requests, please contact 0803 377 2529 or 0810 360 7003. This program is brought to you by Faith Contenders Revival Ministry. Be blessed.